Hello, and welcome to the Model Train Outsider. I am Anthony Dodge. And I'm Anthony Dodge. No, I am. I am? I'm you. No, you were me 3 years ago. Whatever. And you were an idiot. We'll deal with that later. So what makes me a model train outsider? Well, if you look at the population of the United States, 325 million people. The number of people who do model trains is equal to the population of the state of Wyoming, about 325,000. Now, if you take all that population of the state of Wyoming, how many of those Americans run European-style trains? Yeah, it's equal to about the population of the city of Cheyenne in Wyoming. Now, how many of those people in that little city of Cheyenne do Era 6, in other words, modern trains? Well, it would be equal to this little street in this little suburb of the city of Cheyenne. There's not many of us. Then, I, or better yet, you, without knowing what you were doing, elected to get into what we call AC. It's a type of powering system. I'll explain it in some other video. When the vast majority of people who do trains do DC, or two-rail. So I'm new into model trains. 4 years ago, I hadn't played with a train since I was 10 years old. A little Lionel set under a Christmas tree, played with it for a couple of years. It went in circles, and I grew bored with it. There was no stimulation for me. Nobody in my family was into trains or model trains. Nobody worked for the train companies. It had no interest to me. This me got his first train set for his birthday and his first run of track for Christmas in 2015. And my life hasn't been the same since. But I'll let this idiot explain how we got there. All right, let's go back to December 26, 2015. That's me, and it's me, not you. I'm a kid who just got the coolest gift for Christmas, but I'm 51 years old. What happened? Well, you got to go back to 2004, and no, he's not around. We got rid of him. In 2004, I went to Germany for the first time. I also took my wife, my 3 kids, and 12 students of mine, and we spent about 3 weeks in Germany. We traveled by train. It was my first time using a train system, and it was amazing. I didn't quite understand how it all worked, but over the next 14 years, I went back to Germany every summer, and we rode those trains, and I learned the system, and it was amazing. I loved the German train system. I thought it was fantastic. Why don't we have this in America? And we really don't. Yes, I know about Amtrak and all that, but it's not the same. So, I'm a teacher of German, and we begin talking about the train system in Germany. And I keep thinking, well, I show my students videos of us on trains, but wouldn't it be cool to actually have models of the trains running in my classroom? And that's where it started. I started thinking, it'd be cool. Let's just buy a cheap model train set and run it in the classroom. and let the students see and explain to them, this is an ICE, this is a Regio bond, this is a private train company, this is a public train company. And if you don't know what those are, I didn't at the time either, but I'll explain it in another video. Well, he will. As the thought developed, I finally thought about it and said, yes, let's put a train system in class. So I began looking. And did I say a cheap train system? No such thing. Finally, on eBay, I found this. I had never heard of the company Marklin. There it is. Never heard of the company Marklin. Märklin, if you say it properly in German. Märklin. But it was a model of the high-speed trains in Germany called the ICE-3s. And its original list price was well over 550 American dollars, but I got it on eBay for a little bit more than $200. It had no track, but it was a gorgeous train set and was an ICE. In fact, it was too gorgeous. My wife looked at me one day and said, "You can't put that train in your classroom. It's too nice. Buy yourself some kiddie toy version and keep this one." So if anything, instead of blaming me, you can blame her. Anyhow, you see in the video earlier, I was hooked. All of a sudden I had a train. I needed somewhere to run it. Kitchen table wasn't really going to work. So, you can see in the video here, I built a little table. And then the table got bigger. And bigger. And bigger. And I began to add houses. And I began to buy more trains. I was an addict. I was hooked. And as much as he wants to blame me, he's still an addict and he's still hooked. That's why we have 10 trains now. I've got this one. He got all the others. So don't let him kid you. He's to blame, not me. And today, we have this giant table that we've taken over in the basement. But here's the problem. I didn't know what I was getting into, and he still doesn't know what he's gotten into. Who started it? Well, there you have it. So why am I doing this channel? I don't know. Because maybe somebody out there has felt like an outsider too. So, a lot. And maybe through this little video page, there might be a few other people who feel like outsiders. And I know some of you are going to say, hey, there's the European train enthusiast. Yeah, and the closest group is about 2 hours away. And none of them are Era 6. So I started this channel. He started this channel. As a way of not telling you how to do it. If anything, this channel is going to be telling you how not to do it. Don't do what we did. Because it's an amazing hobby. And once you walk into it, once you step into it, like an undertow, it drags you, and you are caught, and you are not coming out. So hopefully, some of you can comment below, talk about just being with community, so I don't have to keep talking to him, and he doesn't have to keep talking to me. Hopefully, some of you will have been there. I'm not looking to give advice. I don't know if I'm looking to get advice. I'm just saying hello from the past and the future. You're into this hobby, or any hobby, I don't care. you're into this hobby and you feel alone and you find yourself talking to yourself. Not a word. Here, I got a chance to talk to people I don't know, but I've seen so many amazing video channels out there, and the same message comes across by the best ones. Hey, we're here. There's a lot of us. You're not alone. You're not an outsider. But either way, hopefully, comment below. Just say hello. Just say, hey, I do Era 6. I don't care if you do 00 scale from England. There's a lot of great pages of that over from the UK. You're into G scale. You're into N scale. You'd like to learn about the hobby. Well, if you follow me or follow my Facebook page, just look for HO Models Train Outsider on Facebook. A link will be below. Just say hello. And through these channels, I will show you where I'm at, and you can tell me where you're at. Have fun. And if you're truly into trains, don't worry about money. Don't worry about you think it's expensive. I certainly did. There are ways around that. But there's something about trains. There's something about three-dimensional objects in your hands as opposed to pictures in a video game. There's something about three-dimensional. Touch it, feel it, see it. And whether you have a small card table or have been allowed to take over an entire basement, I'm having fun, and I hope you'll join me and keep having fun with me. Thank you, and I hope to see you for episode 2.